Hi, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video you're about to watch is a replay of a live class I taught on Zoom. These classes are free of charge for everyone to join, so please invite your family and friends. They're suitable for beginners and those of you with more Qigong experience. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope you enjoy the class. Hi everyone, and you're very welcome to today's Qigong class. And today's class is all about how we can use Qigong in order to nourish our heart system in Chinese medicine terms. So what does that mean? So in terms of Chinese medicine, our heart system means very much more than our physical heart that is sitting in our chest. The heart system in Chinese medicine terms is responsible on the physical level for controlling and governing the whole of circulation. So circulation in the heart itself, but also throughout all the blood vessels. But on the mental and emotional level, the heart is thought or known to house the mind. So the heart system in Chinese medicine is responsible for us having a calm, relaxed, and comfortable mind. So when our heart system is well nourished, our circulation is flowing freely, we feel warm, we don't feel too cold, our extremities are warm as well. And also on the mental and emotional level, we feel comfortable and relaxed. Our mind is clear and focused. The other thing that the heart is responsible for is your ability to get a sound night's sleep. So we sleep well when our heart system is nourished. When it's not nourished, we can have problems with our circulation on the physical level. So heart problems themselves, maybe issues with circulation in the blood vessels, also maybe just simple things like cold hands and feet. And also on the more mental and emotional level, we might have problems sleeping. Not being able to get off to sleep in particular is peculiar or particular to the heart system. And also we may feel anxious, we may feel palpitations, we may feel like we have a lot of mind chatter and lack of focus and anxiety in our minds. So all of those symptoms can reflect an undernourished heart system. So what I'm going to show you today is an exercise which nourishes the heart and does something which is called bringing down heart fire. So when our heart gets overheated, then everything, if you think about heat, it all rises up into the head. So it makes things more erratic, it makes things move more and more busy. So that means that our mind becomes much more scattered. We feel less focused. We might find that things move faster, our heart beats faster, we feel palpitations, our pulse starts racing. So this exercise is going to help to bring that fire down from kind of up here and in the heart system all the way down, and it's going to be expelled out the back of your body. And I'll explain to you how that works in a moment. So the result of this exercise is that you will feel calmer in your mind. You will feel that your sleep is much more sound and peaceful. You wake up in the morning feeling refreshed, and your circulation on all levels, especially with regard to the circulation of blood in your body, is much more smooth and open. So this exercise is taken from the 8 pieces of brocade, which is a very famous Qigong exercise. It's also called the Ba Duen Jin, and it's number 5 in the sequence, and it's called shaking head and wagging tail. And it's actually something I teach in my paid Space to Relax membership program. I'm going to give you the kind of simpler version of it here, but what's really great about today is I'm going to show you different ways in which you can do it. So I've adapted it depending upon your level of flexibility and of mobility and what is available to you. So you can do this exercise if you're a wheelchair user, if you have very poor balance, because you can be sitting, but classically this exercise is performed from a standing position in a horse stance. So I'm going to show you 3 ways in which to do this exercise today. We're going to start in the sitting, we're going to work up to the standing position, but you just stop at whichever level you feel is comfortable for you. So just to begin with, be in a sitting position and make sure that you're on a chair or a stool where your back is either supported by yourself or you have a really straight backed chair. So you're not leaning too far back. You're also not hunching over in the body. Your back wants to be straight. And then check, looking down at the feet, that your feet are hip width or shoulder width distance apart, just nice and comfortable, but parallel. So toes facing forward, not out to one side or the other. And the knees following that. So the knees are not coming inwards, not too far out, parallel again. So when you look down from your hips, from the top of your legs, looking down all the way, you'll see your legs are almost like train tracks running all the way down and out the feet. Now check that your shoulders are nice and relaxed and resting the hands on the thighs, probably palms facing down for this exercise. Check that you feel as though there's a little bit of space under the armpits here. So you don't want the elbows to be stuck to your sides for this. You want everything to be nice and relaxed. So as though you have kind of an imaginary orange sitting under your armpits here. Just that lovely sense of openness. And now check that there's length in the back of the neck by tucking the chin back towards your throat. So I'm thinking of moving my chin towards the wall behind me. And as I do that and draw the chin back, I feel this lovely elevation up the back of the neck, as though I'm being pulled up by an imaginary string from the top of my head. And now closing your eyes and closing your mouth. Bring a smile to the corners of your mouth and rest your tongue against the roof of the mouth, with the tip of the tongue resting against the back of your upper teeth. The mouth is closed, so your breathing is in and out through the nose. And we're going to begin with the basis of many, many Qigong exercises, which is abdominal breathing. So I'd like you to use this breath throughout the whole of the practice today. So as you're breathing in, start to bring the breath a little deeper down towards the lower abdomen area. That area below the belly button, deep inside the abdomen, called Dantian. And as you breathe out, allow the breath to come back up through the center of the chest, releasing the breath through the nostrils. So breathing in and feeling the lower belly expand in all directions, forwards, sideways, and backwards, as if you're blowing up an imaginary balloon. And then as you exhale, seeing that balloon deflating with the exhalation. So almost watching the breath rather than trying to make anything happen or force any deep breathing. You're watching the breath and aiming to have a lovely, smooth, soft, and silent breath. So no huffing and puffing or struggling or straining, just lovely and easy and free-flowing. And each time you breathe in, think of drawing in lovely, clean, fresh, energizing air or qi into your lower belly. And as you breathe out, think of any areas physically where you may be feeling tension or stiffness or discomfort, and softening into those areas, relaxing and releasing as you breathe out. So this few minutes of abdominal breathing is very important to begin your Qigong practice and bring yourself into what's called the Qigong state. So it's settling the mind and the body, ready for the exercises to come. Keeping the smile on your face, sitting up straight, drawing the chin back towards the throat, feeling that lovely openness in the back of the neck. Relaxing in the shoulders. And gently opening the eyes so you can see me. So this exercise of shaking head and wagging tail is divided into 3 parts. So as I said at the beginning, I'm going to show you 3 different levels at which you can practice it. So we're going to begin with the first level, which is sitting just as we are right now. So the hands are resting on the thighs, palms facing down. Lovely kind of openness in the shoulders and in the elbows. You might just want to kind of wiggle around from side to side a little bit to check that you've kind of eased out any discomfort or any stiffness in the area. Just feeling lovely and kind of loose and relaxed in the upper part of the body. The feet and the legs stay exactly where they are. So what you're going to do is you're going to move forward from the hips and the waist area. So you're going to lean forward. You're not bending in the lower spine though. You're not rounding in the spine. So you're imagining that your hips are like a hinge. So if these are your thighs here, if your thighs are here and the upper part of your body is here, you're going to be moving in this direction. You're not going to be rounding in the back. Okay, so if you can only move forward a couple of centimeters, that's perfectly fine. If you can go forwards a little bit more, that's perfect as well, but keep that lovely integrity in the lower back area. Don't round in the lower back. If you lean forward to the point where you have to round in the lower back, then you're putting pressure on the muscles in the lower back and you might do yourself some damage. So you don't need to go that far. So your hips around this area, around the hip area, this is your hinge, okay? So just even for a moment now, just move the body forward and see just what's a comfortable distance for you to move forward and still keep that lovely, straight, strong lower back, keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed. Elbows kind of go out to the side, hands stay on the thighs, and then come back up again. So please don't go into any movement which causes you pain for any of these parts of this practice today. Listen to your body and just go easy on yourself. So what you're going to do now, this is level 1. So we're going to lean forward and then just turn the body slightly to one side and look down at that big toe on the side where you've turned. And then turn the whole head and the body in the shoulders and in the waist to look across to the side. And again, if you have any issues with neck or upper back, please don't go into pain with this. Turn back now, leaning forwards and looking at that toe. And then while you're still leaning forwards, come across with the whole of the upper body from the waist up to look at the opposite toe. Turn and look to the other side, lifting the body, the upper body slightly. So coming down to look at your toe, move the whole body across to look at the opposite toe, turning in the body, coming up and looking to that side. Coming down and exhale to look at the toe. And now inhale as you move across the front to look at the opposite toe. Exhale to the side. Inhale, coming down and across. And you see now, exhale, looking to the side, how this is a sweeping movement. Coming down, exhale to look at the toe. Inhale, come across. Exhale to look at the toe. And what you should feel as you perform this lovely smooth motion is a twist in the waist, the mid-back, the upper back, and the neck. But nice and gentle, nothing too strong. Staying firm in the legs and keeping that lower back nice and stable, not rounding in the lower back. So exhale to one foot. Inhale, come across. Exhale to one foot. Inhale, come up. So each time you look at the big toe, exhale. Inhale, come across to the other big toe. Exhale, and then inhale, coming up to the side. Now you can, with the breathing, inhale to the side and then exhale all the way across, depending on the speed at which you breathe. But take care not to move too fast. Inhale to the side, exhale, coming across the front. Inhale to the side. Now, Qigong is a combination of movement, breath, and mind. So we have the movement and the breathing going on here. What we're going to do now is bring in the mind. So as you perform this sweeping motion across the front, what you're thinking of is any scattered thoughts, any heat in the head, any emotional restlessness, anxiety, irritability, moving down from the head all the way down through the body, primarily through the back of the body, down the spine, and then out of the base of the spine at the coccyx. So seeing that heat leaving the base of your spine as you move the body across the front when you're leaning forwards. Now, just coming back to your sitting position, close the eyes for a moment. Pay attention to your breathing and how you feel in your body and your mind. So that was level 1. And if you're comfortable with this movement and you feel that that is all that's available to you today, then continue with that as I continue with level 2. So opening the eyes now, level 2 is to move the legs further apart. So this is like a sitting horse stance. So in your sitting horse stance, the knees are moving out to the sides, so not allowing them to fall in like this. You want them to be out to the sides, only as far as you are comfortable. So you should feel a little stretch down the insides of the legs in the groin area. And as much as you can, and it's kind of a bit tricky in a sitting position, as much as you can, again, try and have the toes pointing forwards. Again, this lovely openness in the elbows and the shoulders, hands resting, palms facing down on the thighs. So now, as we do the same movement, you should feel a little bit more going on in the legs, okay? So coming across to look at a big toe, lean forwards, exhale. Inhale, turning in the upper body and looking to the side. Exhale, back down to the big toe. Inhale, all the way across the front to the opposite big toe. Exhale, looking at the big toe. Inhale, twisting in the upper body, coming up to look towards the side. Exhale to the big toe. Inhale, sweeping across the front, thinking of fire running down through the spine, out to the base of the spine. Exhale to the big toe. Inhale to the side. So now let's go for a lovely, smooth, continuous motion. Exhale, inhale across. Exhale to the big toe. Inhale up to the side. Exhale to the big toe. Inhale across the front. So looking down at the floor, looking down at the big toe. Exhale, inhale, looking up to the side. Exhale down to the big toe. Inhale across the front. Exhale to the big toe and inhale to the side. 3 more now in silence. And as you come across the front this time, drawing the body back up into a sitting position and just taking the hands to the outsides of the knees or the upper thighs and just helping the legs back in towards the center, coming back to hip width distance apart. Resting the palms on the thighs, close the eyes and breathe in and out through the nose. Observing how your mind and your body feels right now. Sitting up straight, checking you've got that lovely length in the back of the neck, tucking the chin back towards the throat and smiling. And gently opening the eyes. So now if you're feeling a little bit more energetic and you're feeling that it's available to you today, we're going to do this exercise from its classical standing position. However, if you feel you're a little bit tired or you don't have that range of movement available to you from a standing position, stay sitting and either practice that movement with the legs together, hip width distance apart, or with them in that extended position as we were just now. So I'm going to stand and show you. From a standing position, step out to the side, as wide as you feel comfortable. And you're going to come into a horse stance. So again, the knees go out to the sides, not allowing them to drop in. And I'll just show you from the side as well what you want to do. As you sit into the horse stance, you're moving the whole of the back of the body is moving straight down. The pelvis is kind of tucking under and forwards. So what you don't want to do is to bend forwards and round here in the lower back. So as you sit down, you may only be able to go a couple of inches. That's fine, because what you feel is a little bit of pressure in the thighs. Then you know you're doing it correctly. But to avoid putting any strain on your lower back, try not to round like this. There's no point trying to round and come down into a really low horse stance if you're going to be damaging your back. So in your horse stance now, look down at your feet and check that the feet are parallel, so big toes facing towards the front, if possible. You'll know if you're doing that correctly because you'll feel a bit of a pull, a bit of a stretch down the outside of the lower legs. Check that the knees are out as much as possible over the toes. Try not to let the toes point out towards the sides. That will be the natural way they want to go, is to point out at an angle. Actually, just turn the toes and draw them in a little bit. Tuck the tailbone under. Lift very slightly in the lower abdomen. And from this position now, placing the hands face down on the thighs, just above the knees to really kind of support the knee area. So you are now going to lean forward, but still keeping that lovely straight lower back, not rounding in the lower back. So from here, take a breath in and breathe out and look towards one of the big toes, leaning slightly forward. And then inhale and twist the whole of the upper body, straightening very slightly in the opposite leg that you're moving away from, but not allowing that knee to lock. Breathe out, look down at the big toe. Breathe in, sweeping the whole of the upper body across to the opposite toe. Breathe out, looking at the big toe. And breathe in, coming up towards the side. So you're transferring the weight. Breathe out. Inhale across the front. Breathe out, looking at the big toe. Inhale to the side. So keeping very stable and strong in the legs. Breathe out, looking at the toe. Breathe in across the front, seeing the fire and the excitability of the heart system running down the spine as your body moves across the front, moving that fire out and down through the coccyx. Breathe out, looking at the toe, and as much as you can now, go for a lovely smooth movement. And please don't worry too much about this being perfect. The main thing is that it's smooth and relaxed. So I've taught you all the little details of this movement now, but what I'd like you to do now is just forget about them for a moment and go into a really almost sloppy kind of motion that's allowing the whole of your body to be much more relaxed. So forget about everything I just told you and just go with this lovely sweeping motion. The only thing I want you to remember is not to round in the lower back. So you don't want to injure yourself. And if you have any blood pressure problems, or you know that you're a little bit subject to lightheadedness or dizziness, don't allow your head to drop below the level of your waist. Really feeling into this lovely movement now. Feeling the transfer of weight in your mind's eye, seeing any anxiety, irritability, mind chatter, descending from the head, down through the back of the body and out of the base of the spine as you move the body across between one toe and the other. Staying lovely and relaxed in the waist and the hips, in the shoulders and the upper back. And just one more. Coming to the front and at the center now, tucking the tailbone under, pushing down into the feet and the knees in order to come up, and then stepping together, palms facing down. Look down at your feet, just check that they're hip-width distance apart. Allow the hands to drop down by your sides. Close your eyes, close your mouth. Come back to the breathing. Tuck the chin back towards the throat. Feel that lovely extension. Smiling and paying attention to your physical body and mentally how you feel right now. Come back to your abdominal breath to finish this practice. Breathing in, feel the belly expand. Breathing out, feeling the belly shrink. Placing one hand on the lower abdomen with the other hand directly on top of that. Relaxing in the shoulders. Bring your mind into the lower abdomen, into this area we call Dantian, which is your energy center from where the qi that you absorb from nature and that you're working with through these exercises can then be recirculated throughout the whole of the body. And just to seal in that chi, giving your belly a little rub by circling the hands firstly in one direction and then change the direction. Still with the eyes closed now, bring the palms together in front of your chest, rubbing your hands until they get really, really hot. Feel that lovely heat. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. And then when the palms are nice and warm, place one palm over each eye, fingers facing up towards the ceiling. Feel the heat from your palms going through the eyes to nourish them, out the back of the eyes, deep into the head to nourish the mind. And then giving your face a little rub, a little massage to bring yourself back into the room, slowly opening your eyes as you do so. Allowing the hands to relax down by your sides. So I hope you enjoyed that lovely little practice today of shaking head and wagging tail, which is one of the 8 pieces of brocade exercises used to nourish the heart and bring down what's called heart fire in terms of Chinese medicine, with the result that your mind feels calmer, you feel less anxious, less irritable, you feel, in terms of circulation, probably a lot warmer as well. And because your mind is calmer, then you will be able to sleep a little bit more peacefully at night time. And certainly for anyone who suffers with insomnia and difficulty getting off to sleep at night, if you adopt that as a regular practice, then you will notice a difference in the quality of your sleep. So as always, if you have any questions, then please email me at janice@spacetorelax.com, or you can ask a question in our Facebook group, which is Space to Relax Free Qigong Group. Also, please invite your friends to these classes. I'm actually going to be teaching 4 more, I think, up until towards the end of June. There's another 4 free classes, and then I'll take a break for the summer before I come back in September. So please invite your friends and family. These classes are free. But if you enjoyed the class and you would like to donate, then there'll be a donation link when I send out the replay from this, or if you're watching it on YouTube, you'll see it in the text next to the video. And half the donations go to the intensive care staff in my local hospital, the other half go towards the upkeep of this website. Also, if you'd like to take your practice a little bit further and really get into the 8 pieces of brocade exercise, which is included, then you can join my Space to Relax membership program. And again, you'll find details for that in the text next to this video. I do hope you enjoyed the class today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. If you enjoyed this Qigong lesson, then there are 4 things you can do right now. The first thing is to head over to my website, which is spacetorelax.com, and there you'll see that you can join up for a free 3-part video series. The second thing you can do is click the link next to this video to sign up for the live Qigong classes, as I teach these once a week. The third thing you can do is go over to Facebook if you're on Facebook and look for Space to Relax Free Qigong Group. That's my free group where you can post any questions, and please do join the group. And the fourth thing is, if you're watching this video on YouTube, then please hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson and look forward to seeing you in the next video.